In this example, we're told a Year 10 class sits a maths test and an English test. So we've got two things occurring here, a maths test and an English test. The scores of the maths test are normally distributed with a mean of 65 and a standard deviation of 5. So I have let x be the random variable for the maths test score. And the scores of the English test were normally distributed with a mean of 60 and a standard deviation of 10. And I've let y equal the English test score. So we have two tests. We're told these two tests are independent, one for maths, one for English. We're asked to find the mean and variance of the total score. Now the total score is the sum of the two tests, the maths test plus the English test. So that is x plus y. We're asked to find the mean and variance. For the mean, what we know is the mean, or the expected value, of a times x plus b times y is equal to a times the expected value of x plus b times the expected value of y. What we have is x plus y, which means a will equal 1 and b will also equal 1. That means our expected value of ax plus by is going to be the expected value of x plus y equals 1, so we don't need to write it, times the expected value of x plus b, which is 1, times the expected value of y. So we've got the sum of the expected value of x and the expected value of y. The expected value of x being the maths test, is the mean, and the mean was 65. The expected value or mean of y was 60. So what we do is we add those together. You can see that I've done that. 65 plus 60 is 125. Now we want to work out the variance. So if we again consider the variance formula, the variance of ax plus by is equal to a squared times the variance of x plus b squared times the variance of y. What we know is we're working out the variance of x plus y. A is equal to 1 and b is equal to 1, as we said before. 1 squared is 1, so 1 times the variance of x is the variance of x. Plus 1 squared again, which is 1, times the variance of y, is the variance of y. So the variance of x plus y is equal to the sum of the variance of x plus the variance of y. Now, remembering back to maths methods, we know the variance of x is equal to the standard deviation of x all squared. Or to put it another way, the standard deviation of x is equal to the square root of the variance. So if you have a look to see what we've been given, we've been told the standard deviation of mass x is 5. The standard deviation of English, which is y, is 10. So what we're going to have to do is square those two. So I have got 5 for x for the standard deviation, so I'm going to have 5 squared plus the standard deviation of 10 for y plus 10 squared. As you can see, I've written that. 5 squared plus 10 squared is also 125. For part B, we're told the probability correct to 3 decimal places, so we're given a degree of accuracy, that a student will score better on the maths test than on the English test. So if they're going to score better, it means that their maths score has to be higher than their English score. So we're being asked to find the probability maths score is greater than English score. Our maths score is x, so the probability x is greater than the English score, which is y. That is what we're being asked to find. Now, what we can do is get both random variables to one side by subtracting y from both sides of the equation. This gives me the probability of x minus y is greater than 0. So now we have something similar to what we've had before. We can say the expected value of x minus y is equal to, using our formula from above, what we have this time is a equals 1 and b equals negative 1. So we have 1 times the expected value of x. The expected value of x was 65, minus 1, so we're adding negative 1 because b is negative 1, negative 1 times the expected value of y. That expected value was 60. So 1 times 65 is 65. Minus 1 times 60 is minus 60. 65 minus 60 is 5. Similarly with the variance. The variance of x minus y. We can look at that and say, well, the variance is a squared. A is 1. So 1 squared, which is 1, times the variance of x plus negative 1, so minus 1 squared gives us a plus 1 when we square negative 1 times the variance of y. So we have variance of x, negative 1 squared is 1, so plus the variance of y. We have already worked that out, the variance of x plus the variance of y above. The variance of x plus the variance of y was 125. The standard deviation of x is equal to the square root of 125. Writing that exact, would give us 5 root 5. Now remembering what we were told earlier, when you add the two normal distributions together, our answer will be a normal distribution. So what we now know is we have a normal distribution which has an expected value or mean of 5. We also know it has a standard deviation of 5 root 5. What we're working out is when we have the probability of a standard normal distribution, which is greater than 0. So using your calculator, as you did in maths methods, you would get 0.673. Here I am showing you the steps on the calculator. Select the normal cumulative distribution function. From there, the lower bound is 0 because we want to be bigger than 0. The upper bound is obviously infinity. The mean of this normal distribution was 5, and the standard deviation was 5 root 5. You could have written the square root of 125 in there. Click OK, and you now get your answer.